and welcome to another episode of Power Tool Joinery with Bert. I'm here in the College of the Redwoods wood shop, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a dowel joint using a power tool. For assignment 6, you are required to create a dowel joint utilizing two 3/8 inch dowel pins and the stock that you created previously. Dowel pins are 2-inch fluted wooden dowels that we can buy at the hardware store or lumberyard. They are fluted and chamfered. The chamfer allows for easier access to the hole. It's easier to get them in the hole. And the flutes just allow for glue squeeze out to move around the diameter of the dowel. They're usually beech or maple. They're very strong, and they're a very good joint. Dowels are a very important joint in the cabinet industry. European cabinets in large commercial shops are generally assembled with dowels, and that is because of precision computer-operated machines that can locate the holes very precisely, and also machines can insert the glue and insert the dowel as well as clamp the cabinet together. It's very fast. They almost don't require clamps because the dowels are very snug. You can press the cabinet together, the glue will dry, the cabinet is very strong and solid. In the shop here at CR, we have a single dowel doweling machine that is pneumatic, air operated, and utilizes a brad point bit like you have seen in or used in your hand tools. This is a threaded brad point bit. It's spiraled, it has a sharp point, and it also has a carbide tip here which gives it a nice clean cut. We're going to need a pencil and a square to lay out our lines. And we need to familiarize ourselves with the machine. There is a foot switch down on the floor. You can put your toe in there. When you step on the switch, it activates a clamp and a drill bit. The clamps come down first. They grab your stock and they hold it nice and tight, and then the drill bit plunges into the wood. There's also a switch on the side here which turns the drill bit on. Very important safety rule. Watch out for these clamps. They are metal. They come down with a lot of force and they can smash your fingers. So you never put your fingers underneath of those clamps, no matter what. And don't leave your toe on the switch when you're not ready to, before you're ready to drill a hole. Now we need to lay out the location of our dowels. Because a dowel is a circular object, we have to locate the holes very precisely. If the hole is off a little bit, the dowels will not line up. So you have to be very careful to get your point in the proper location, and also drill the joint or drill the hole in the right location. What we need to do is place two dowels 2 inches apart. My zoom is not working. Sorry for the delay there. I had to get my zoom. So we're going to place two dowels 2 inches apart and 3 inches from the end of our stock. I'm going to line up the ends here, use my square, and place a mark across both pieces of wood, right across the joint. So I'm going to put a little mark at 3 And then I'll use my square, line them up, line up the ends, draw a nice little line. Now I'm going to measure 2 inches from that and put another mark and use the square again. I got to be careful that I keep everything flush lined up here. Draw a nice dark line. So this is what we have. 2 lines drawn across both pieces of wood that are exactly 2 inches apart and 3 inches from the end of the piece. If our lines aren't accurate, then we're not going to get an accurate dowel joint. So now we're ready to cut. We need to make sure that the lines are up and that we can see them. So one half of the joint is going to be, one piece of stock is going to be facing to the right and one's going to be facing to the left. And then we're ready to proceed with our holes. We need to sight straight down at the drill bit here. So we basically need to be directly above it, get our eye right above it and look down. And then we're going to press the piece of wood in and move it back and forth until it's lined up, the tip of the drill bit is lined up with our pencil line. And then we're going to hold this in nice and snug, tight, turn it on, and we'll clamp down and drill the hole. There are little spring-loaded fingers, kind of serrated like little steak knives, that help hold your piece of wood to keep it from shifting back and forth. But you need to physically push against those, and you'll see that it bounces your wood back away from the fence if you're not holding it tight. So I'm going to push it straight in. I'm going to hold it down. I'll turn it on, and then I'll go ahead and proceed to make the hole. I'm going to continue and make all 4 of them here. And there we have it. 4 holes lined up with our pencil lines. Now we can put our dowels in the holes. You might need a mallet at this point to tap them in, and then we can press pieces together. And there it is. A little more pressure in a mallet. They're pretty tight the first time you put them together, so if I pound that together, I probably will have a hard time getting it apart. But it's very flush and is a very strong, nice, tight joint. And there you go. If you have any questions, please post some comments in the discussion boards.